a crowd tonight. Hello. How's it going, Comedy Project? Sounds like we're doing okay. All right, yes, as you heard, my name's Alex Wilson. You can find me on YouTube and social media at the Dropout Professor. I took the name because I did not finish school, but I do like to teach people stuff. I think it's important that we still keep learning as adults, you know? For example, I feel like school dropped the ball on a lot of things. How many people in here have a mortgage? Clap if you have a mortgage. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Clap if you feel very confident and you understand how your mortgage works. That's a little troubling. Clap if you knew that mortgage is a French word, mort and gage, that means death pledge. It makes it a little less appealing. Yeah, so I'm glad I rent. No, when I was growing up, I used to love pranks. I thought pranks were very fun. You know, mom fell asleep on the couch, get a little bit of Cheese Whiz in her hand and tickle her nose. Classic. I feel like pranks have gotten kind of cruel and less fun as time's gone on, you know. I blame Ashton Kutcher for traumatizing a bunch of people and calling it pranking. But, you know, it's less fun. I feel like I sometimes am getting pranked at my job, taking calls for a call center. Some of the names are just outrageous. I had got a call from a Mr. Blackman, who clearly was, and I didn't want to call him that. I got a call from, I'm not even going to say it, Mr. J.A.P. He didn't sound like he was, but, you know, it's hard to tell over the phone. And I recently got in trouble at work for sharing these names in the work chat. I was like, this is ridiculous, are you kidding? I would appreciate some white slurs. And then the next day, I got a call from a Mrs. Wigger. I was like, this is unreal. And I sent that screenshot, and I got in a little bit of a, you know, wrist slapping for racially discriminatory behavior, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I didn't name these folks. I didn't want to call them that. So I do sometimes kind of miss my old job. I used to draw blood as a phlebotomist. Miss it sometimes because it was a lot harder than talking on the phone, and I got paid significantly less. But you get some weird compliments drawing blood. When, you know, you're sticking needles in folks and they're like, whoa, I didn't even feel that go in. That's the only time I like to hear that, thank you. I had a 93-year-old woman tell me I was the best she ever had. High praise, thank you. It is significantly less fulfilling talking on the phone, and you know, I don't feel like I'm helping as much as when I was, you know, taking blood tests. That felt more purposeful. But it's a job, you know. We all gotta pay the bills. But you know, I don't have a good transition for this. I really love animals a lot. I've always had pets, but I really have a hard time buying into the whole vegetarian, vegan thing. Like, I feel like they have such bad arguments, you know? Like, I saw the guy online talking about, you're not really supposed to eat meat. You don't see a lion seasoning its meat. And I was like, well, no, but that's hardly a good justification, man. Like, you don't see a lion wearing a condom, but you shouldn't be out here strictly raw dogging either. Like, that's... It's not really a good argument for that. But, you know, there is some fair points. You know, I don't think eating animals has to equal animal cruelty. You don't gotta be, get the fuck in there, you stupid cow. This doesn't gotta be cruel to just eat meat. But at the same time, you know, I recently took my daughter to Boulder Ridge. That's a fun place to go. It's a little cooler, in my opinion, than John Ball, a little more natural habitats, different animals. But the whole time I wasn't like, oh, I wonder what that one tastes like. Oh. I love animals. That's not what it's about. But, you know, they taste good. So I like a steak now and then. I like to fuck up a burger. But no, it's fun being a dad. I got to start watching my mouth more around my daughter. She did start saying shit at 1.5. Whoops. And that's a little embarrassing in front of the parents and grandparents and stuff, but there's few things funnier than a toddler just like falling over and, ah, shit. Priceless. Another weird habit she recently picked up, she started patting me on the head and saying, "Good boy, Daddy." Thank you, I guess. I'm not sure what I did, but cool. The whole time I worked as a phlebotomist, I was very depressed. It started out at a plasma center, which was significantly more depressing than the blood test for the hospital, watching people line up around the block to sell their blood. Ugh. But the whole time I was doing it, I didn't know my own blood type. Turns out, the whole time I was super depressed, my heart's pumping B positive. Who knew? That's all it took. But you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
Give it up for Alex.